That's all right.
What's up, Smootty?
What's up?
So, big celebratory, euphoric win, but I'm sure you guys are following the mantra. You're on to Philadelphia.
Yeah, 24-hour rule. I believe it's 24 hours now, right? No, the weather kind of changed. Yeah. Yeah, we got a couple more hours, but yeah, 24-hour rule. We're already on the Philly. We're already watching them now, getting ready for next week. So just can't get too high, can't get too low. Just gotta stay the same.
How much has Doug sort of imparted on you guys this whole business-like approach? You know, staying even keel, not too high, not too low.
I mean, it was big this year. I mean, we know that the NFL is so close. Each game can be close, and it's just the little things. So we really focused on the little things this year. I mean, that's what he really preached this whole offseason and into the season, just the little things and just focusing on those, doing those things right.
You've been here in Jacksonville for a while. Does this year's team feel different than some of the ones you've been a part of in the past?
Definitely. It definitely feels different. I feel like we have a different kind of focus and, like, I guess just some motivation each week, going into each week. We're looking forward to each opponent, and we're coming in and we're preparing each week just differently.
Is there a different level of confidence in the locker room on this team too?
Definitely. I feel like each win that we're coming away with, we're just growing in confidence each week, and you know I'm excited to see what we're going to do next week.
Why do you think it is different? When you talk about this feels different, and it's pretty clear it is different, why do you think it is?
I'll just say our preparation each week. I mean, we're really focusing on each key, and we're really focusing on like the little small things that we see. Like it can be like a hill lift on the center, and we're focusing on that that week, and just really just focusing on the little things and really just perfecting those things. So.
Well, I know in training camp you go up against your offensive line, and when you're on a sideline, you might be busy talking to your position coach, things like that, and everything. But have you taken notice the last couple of weeks of how improved the offensive line has gotten from game one to right now?
Oh, definitely. I mean, we're battling each Wednesday and Thursday. We're going hard, so I feel like what we're doing is like helping them as well. But they've been tremendous. Like they've helped. I mean, did they even give up a sack? I don't even think this week. Yeah, they didn't. So I mean that's a credit to them. They're really balling out there. So.
How much trash talk or competitiveness is there amongst the defense? You got your forced fumbles, now you're in on the turnover party. Is there any trash talk amongst everybody about, okay, we getting these turnovers, you ain't got one yet?
Yeah, it was definitely like that last week. I wasn't even on the board yet. It was all three of them guys. They ended up getting a sack last week, and I wasn't even on the board. So I was definitely focused on getting on that board this week and accomplish that. So yeah.
How much? I mean, Mike Caldwell talked about last week about you guys even competing with each other. I mean, does that give you just that much extra motivation? You don't want to be the guy left out of the party?
Definitely, it's a race to the quarterback each time. I mean, with Arden out there, with Trayvon, with Josh, it's a race. So we're just trying to get there as soon as we can because we know the next guy, he's going to be right behind us.
How much does it help when you guys can sit on the sideline and kind of get your legs back as the offense goes on long 6, 7, 8 minute drives and give you guys a chance to catch your breath?
It helps a lot for the defense. I mean, the best thing that we want to do is just not be on the field. The best defense is not on the field. So we've been happy with the production that the offense has been able to do, keep us off the field for sure.
What's been the difference in terms of takeaways? And I mean, they sort of got a cool is, but why are they happening?
We're just thinking it every day. I mean, like Coach Seth said, he says think takeaways each day. Even before we wake up for breakfast, we're thinking takeaways. So each day we're just trying to get our hand on it. We're focusing on punching out the ball or like intercepting the ball. Each day we've been focusing on just getting better and better with that, you know, taking advantage of the opportunities.
You made casual references here and there between this defense and 2017. You didn't say they're not the exact same, but you know that defense got 8 defensive touchdowns. If you count the playoffs, they had 8 touchdowns in your rookie year. If you had to pinpoint in one area or something specific where you feel like they have a lot in common, what would you say?
I'll say our pass rush. I mean, we're in the face of the quarterback each time. I mean, we haven't been able to capitalize and get those 11-sack games and 9-sack games, but I feel like it's coming. I mean, we're working each day to just rush as one, and I feel like it's a big similarity, for sure.
Are those Wednesday, Thursday practices, are those more physical than what you guys have had around here before?
I would say, yeah, Wednesday definitely is. I mean, we even go like we even have like padded practice for like half the practice, but like we're going hard that whole time. We're doing like team run. We're going hard each time we're competing. So I definitely feel like it's been way more physical. So
How's that helped you guys?
also it's helped a lot. I feel like each game we're coming in with a physical mindset. I mean, each time we're trying to establish a new line of scrimmage. So it's been helping us tremendously.
Is it taking guys a little bit to, I mean, you expect them to bang around in camp and stuff like that, but is it taking guys a little bit to kind of get used to that physical practice on Wednesdays?
I don't think so. I feel like our preparation and our recovery, I mean, it's been a big thing. We're focusing on recovering, and we have a lot of vet guys, so we're able to help out the younger guys and kind of get them on a regimen as well, too.
Defense has pitched back-to-back really strong weeks. How do you continue to build off of that? I mean, you go from a shutout to holding one of the top offenses in the league, in a lot of people's opinions, to 10 points. How do you continue to build off of that and pitch better and better games?
I was focusing on the things that we started with, is stopping the run, and that's been exactly that's been our focus all week. I mean, stopping the run. I mean, especially into this week, we know that's how our offense goes. So we stop the run, we can all have fun. So that's been the focus.
When you go against a quarterback like Jalen Hurts, like this upcoming week, how important is it to everybody stay on their responsibilities because he can get those rushing yards on his own?
Yeah, he can get out of the pocket. So we really have to just focus on our rushing lanes and be rushing as one unit for sure this week.
You guys know that Doug won the Super Bowl there, so this probably is a special game for him.
Oh, yeah. We know it's a special game for him and a bunch of other coaches as well, too. A lot of them were in Philly, too. So, I mean, it's definitely going to be a war, and we're ready for it.
Y'all want to go get one for Doug?
Oh, yeah. That's the go. Yes, sir.
Strip sack or big sack and big hit at the same time? You have to pick one.
Choose strip sack. I mean, get the ball back for the offense and fill position. Why not?
Anything else? All right, thanks, Smoot.
Appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Yep.
Hey, Doug, you mentioned somebody asked you a question yesterday about the offense efficiency, and the first thing you said, obviously, offensive line. The first game, Trevor got rushed a little bit, and there were some penalties. They cleaned that up. He hasn't been sacked in 2 games, and the run blocking was a lot better yesterday. So their improvement from game to game to game on the line, how is that? Really?
I mean, it has. It's just improved each week. These guys, they do a great job. First of all, it's communication, right? It starts with the center inside with Luke, and then it spreads from there. They do a great job with that. Phil, Rauscher does a great job of preparing these guys. We even get to the point too where we just kind of scale back too, and we do less, and that way these guys get more reps and more time on task with things, and we're able to clean things up, and I think that's what you're seeing now with the way they're playing, and keeping the quarterback clean and still being effective in the right game.
You knew from the moment you took this job that there was going to be a trip back to Philly this year at some point. So how do you look at this trip? I mean, you gave them the most euphoric moment they had in the history of the city in terms of football,
Right.
And then it didn't end well. So I mean, what are your feelings going back? Appreciation, little bittersweetness. What?
No, I mean, listen, my wife and I, our family, we've got a lot of great memories, back there. I've spent, 8 or 9 years there, once with Coach Reed and then once obviously as the head coach, and brought that city a championship and something to be proud of, obviously, and I'm really looking forward to getting back there and just I understand that city, I understand the passion for football, but now I'm on the other side, right? And it's still a long way away. It's 7 days away or 6 days away, but we've got to prepare this week like we have these last couple of weeks. But I'm looking forward to it, getting back up there. It's been a great place. We did a lot of good things there, and looking forward to hopefully the welcome.
Certainly, one of the good things you did there was the Philly special play, and I was the Philly special. I mean, when you look at that play as a coach and as someone who just has an appreciation for the history of the game, I mean, a lot of football observers are calling that play like the gutsiest play in Super Bowl history.
Well,
when you look back on it, what makes you feel good about it other than the fact that it worked?
I think, and I kind of alluded to this a little bit even with our team here, is that if I don't prepare the team for those situations, it's hard to call those types of plays, right? So we've got to be able to work those things in practice. We've got to work them in the off season, OTAs, training camp, whatever it can, so that when those moments come, you just pull the trigger. Honestly, it's like another play. You don't think about where you are, the time, none of that. It's about executing that particular play, and for us, it just happened to be in that game, and it helped us win that football game. So I think that magnifies it more than just the play itself and the guys who are executing it. But yeah, it's no different than here in Jacksonville. If we're going to put plays like that in, I'm going to make sure the guys understand that we're going to be aggressive on fourth down, and we're going to take our opportunities and take some chances from time to time, but yet we're going to work those in camp and in the off season and prepare the guys that way.
You remember what kind of reception do you think you're going to get from the fans?
I don't know. I mean, it could be mixed. I got to get this team here ready to go, and I'm not going to be concerned with that. You hope it's a good one, obviously, for the things you did there, but I also know that crowd, and they can be a little hostile, and looking forward to that too.
They booed Santa, right?
Yeah, several years ago. Yeah, no, it's yeah, no, but and listen, understanding that and having been there and worked there, and you just understand that's hey, even when I was there and we were winning games or losing games, you were still getting booed. So it's it doesn't really matter.
Doug, come back to a long time ago. When you see a team on Sunday, it's not just about Sunday. You actually see what they've been doing all week. And how have you been able to, in 3 weeks, actually get on the field on Sunday and transition what you've done from practice?
I mean, it's just that. It's just how we practice, how the guys take the information, the classroom. It starts with the coordinators, obviously, putting plans together, and then how we educate our players in the classroom, and then taking that to the field on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And that's what we've seen here in these first 3 weeks, is just how well the guys have prepared themselves. The coaches have really done a nice job in preparation, and you can't get to the end process until you get through a Wednesday, right? And that's just what we focus on. We just focus on one day at a time, and understand the base game plan then, and then we work throughout the week.
With that being said, do you have any contingencies in terms of preparation with the weather restrictions that you might have later this week? I
mean, those are all things we got to take into consideration. We've got people in house that are monitoring that situation for us, and we'll be prepared either way. If we stay, we'll be prepared. If we have to move out of here for some reason, if it's obviously the weather related, then we'll be prepared for that too. So, nothing should change that.
3 weeks into the season, you got to feel pretty good about where this team is right now.
Yeah, I mean, we are. Obviously, the way we've won, the way the guys have come together, to win. We're healthy, relatively healthy as a football team. A lot of football ahead of us. You never look past the current week you're in, the current situation you're in. But yeah, I've been pleased with the direction, the leadership of the team, and where we are as a football team right now. Still have room for improvement, obviously, and I think that's the exciting thing, that everybody embraces their role and their opportunities when they get them.
And when it's a young football team, you've kind of talked about it, you expect them to get better from week to week because it's players getting more experience under their belts. I mean, to get off to a relatively fast start to the season, that confidence building in the room, you got to feel like, okay, well, the ball's rolling in the right direction.
Yeah, obviously it is heading in the right direction because these last 2 victories, but it's not so much how you begin the season, it's how you finish, right? And so we've got to make sure that, there's going to be dips in the year. Again, there's a lot of ball ahead of you, and then there's going to be dips, but it's how you manage those, and again, you want to be playing your best football, not necessarily now, but in December and January, and hopefully through the postseason.
Going back one more time to the Philly play, would you have run that play? Did Nick sort of coming up and just saying you want Philly? Did that sort of nudge you a little bit, and think to yourself, yeah, let's do it?
Yeah, I wasn't really thinking of that play as a 4th and 1 on the goal line. That to me was a potential maybe 1st, 2nd down, 3rd down call, in the game somewhere. And so I wasn't really prepared and really thinking about that in that situation where we were at the 1.5 yard line. And obviously when he brought it up, it triggered, my thinking, and it was just, I think it was just a great opportunity that he made the suggestion, and I agreed to it.
Well, the thing that's interesting is that one of your assistants, I don't know if it was one of your quality control guys or whether it was press or somebody found that play from the Bears-Vikings game the year before.
2 years ago. 2 years before.
I thought it was 2016, but okay. I'll take
Might have
it.
been 15 or 16.
Okay, but the point is when that play was run, it was virtually the identical down and distance from where except theirs was third down.
I think theirs was
from the
a
two,
two-point
from the
conversion,
two.
right, or third down from the two, something like
Third
that.
down for the 2 and the.
And that, listen,
from the 11.
that play that we ran is not the first time that play has been run.
Right. No,
That thing's been run 50, 60 times. Probably high school teams have run that play, before. It just happened to be on the biggest stage, to run that play. But yeah, Press Taylor, who is obviously now my coordinator, was kind of in charge of finding unique plays and special plays and trick plays and things, college, pro, and yeah, put a little tape together. I looked at the tape and I saw that one and wanted to put that one in. And in fact, Alshon Jeffrey was on that team, the Bears, who executed that play. Then was on our team. And he obviously had some insight to it, and he was a part of that play as well.
You go back and look at Evan Ingram's catch in the end zone. Was that kind of a hard one for them to overturn?
It appeared that his foot was off the ground, or at least on top of his other foot, left foot. So I think that one was relatively easy to see. Yeah.
Doug, 2 for 3 the last 2 games, 4 for 6 on 4th down. Would you take that the rest of the season?
100%.
That kind of percentage?
Yeah.
Does that make
Yeah.
it worth it to you?
Yeah.
I mean, is there a kind of, is there a percentage you've kind of assigned internally to what constitutes success in that half of the time?
Yeah, I don't necessarily have a percentage in mind. I think it's more situationally and where we are in the game. I think the week before it was a 4th and 5 or 6, and then, it was a 4th and 5 at the end of the game, and I think it was a 4th and 5 in this game, the other day. So, but yeah, if you're 4 out of 6 and you're in that range at the end of the year, it means you've done your job. You stayed on the field, and most of the time those drives end in points, right, for us. So, I keep talking to the team about that. We're going to maintain aggressiveness both offensively and defensively, and our guys are excited about it.
I'm sure you know this, but maybe they've even told you, but last week a couple of defensive guys said that to them that is the highest form of confidence that you could put in them is to take those chances, because you know that if it doesn't work, they got the offensive back. So, do you have to have as much confidence in your defense as your offense on that?
Exactly right. And you look at the one yesterday, we didn't get it, 4th and 5, I think, we didn't get it, but the defense went 3 and out and caused a punt, and then we got the ball back. So, and we're up around midfield. So, I mean, it's a confidence booster, for the team. Ultimately, the 4th and 1 that sprung for the touchdown was a beautiful thing, and we're going to get, opportunities like that. But at the same time, I think it does show confidence in the rest of the team that, it doesn't matter what's going to happen. The next unit's going to step up.
Their body language looked like they expected to win. We're not used, I know I'm not used to that. It just seems like in the past, they were hoping for the best. Did you notice a point from the time you got here to now where that kind of shifted and changed a little bit?
Yeah, I think a little bit in the offseason, how the guys really embraced it as far as being here. It showed that they want to win and they want to flip it. I've had guys during games come up and say, "Hey, we're gonna finish this game. We're gonna do what's right, and we're gonna win this football game, whatever it might be." And and you're starting to see that. And I think with them, it just takes a little bit of success for them to believe. But I want them to believe first before we have success. I think that's more important than seeing it and then believing it, right? And that's what they're doing. And I think that started back a little bit in the offseason, obviously carried through training camp, and here in the first 3 weeks of the season, that's what we're seeing, that's what I'm seeing, and that's what's encouraging is they've bought into that.
So was the belief after the loss in week 1 more important than anything you've seen after the 2 wins?
Yeah, because that, you learn so much from losses, failures, not only in game of football but life, and you learn from them. You move on. We've fixed, we've minimized penalties. We've created more turnovers. We've done some of the little better on third down. Still got to fix the red zone a little bit. But I think overall you're seeing the things that showed up in week one, we've been able to correct.
When you know that the locker room knows you have a history with this Philly team and this game might mean a little bit more to you, do you talk to them about that or just let them talk about that amongst themselves?
I think that's amongst them. My job is to prepare the team to go play, in a great environment against a really good football team that's playing extremely well right now. And, for us, it's the next one on the schedule, right? And it just so happens to be Philly, but at the same time, it's my job to prepare the guys this week and go play.
Do you, in watching James Robinson the first 3 weeks, do you sometimes have a hard time remembering that he tore his Achilles in December?
You do, and the same with Travis. Both those guys. But yeah, it's pretty special and remarkable what both of those guys, what James, in particular, has done. And gotten himself back, in a position to help this football team in 2 weeks in a row, 2 long runs and touchdowns, and that's special to see.
Was there a little bit of underestimating what he might be able to do, just because you didn't know, with the injury and how he'd come back?
Yeah, you don't know. I mean, there's some of that, but I think for us too, we saw when we got him in there in training camp towards the end, and what he was capable of doing. I think it sort of opened our eyes as a staff, that this is the guy that we saw on tape a year ago, and watching him and evaluating him, and and just seeing how, I think, not only explosive but tough of a runner, that he is.
How much does it boost your confidence in the future to go for it on fourth down, knowing that every time you've made that conversion, you've gotten a touchdown out of each time?
I mean, that's the goal, I think it's good, and I think it gives confidence to the football team that we're capable of doing that, and to end up in points. We, of course, every drive you want to end in points, right? Either a field goal, touchdown, but if you get one of those fourth downs and convert it, your success rate goes up, and your chance of scoring also goes up, and that's, analytical numbers there. And you have a little more success doing that.
Thanks,
All right, guys. Yep, thanks.
Logo? That's the Seminole?
I just feel like we've just been gelling together well, just trying to get better every week, and, just keep doing great things and getting better.
And, the Redskins game, the Commanders game, sorry. Some penalties here and there, and that has been cut way down. Do you think how much of that component is that hardly any false starts, things like that and everything? Is that a sign of a really good unit and the communication when you don't have a whole lot of that?
Oh, yes, man, but it's definitely still work to be done. I feel like we left some things out there on the field that we can get corrected, and we're just working on that and just trying to get better each week, and Coach Phil's been doing a great job with us.
Why are you playing the best you played this year? What's different with you? Approach, practice at what's different?
Everybody thinks the competition, which the competition definitely helped, but also my dad passed in January, so I've just been trying to dedicate the season for my dad. So just going out there, just trying to get better every week and help my team win games.
Jawaan, how can you time it? It almost looks like you false start every time, even when you're not looking.
Yeah.
Where did you figure out the timing and the cadence for doing that? And can you tell everybody else what you see?
It's just being on the road, man. I got a different center this year, so I've just been trying to work it in practice. But, yeah, I mean, to the naked eye, it could look like I'm false starting, but I'm just timing it up to get off the same time the ball being snapped. So, playing tackle, you got to be able to get out the ball with urgency. These edge rushers are coming out the ball very fast. So, as much as I can get out the ball as fast as I can, I do it.
How much of it ends complaining to the officials about it?
It's not really the ends. It's mainly the coaches. Like, I even seen a video with Pete Carroll last year when we was playing Seattle was saying something about it. But, it's not too bad.
But nobody says anything to you?
Nah, I mean, a ref may come up to me and say scoot up a little bit in my stance, but nothing about getting off the ball.
Don't blame us if you get it.
Oh, that's good.
He asked it first.
Yeah, there you go.
He asked it first.
no sacks in 2 games in a row. I mean, do you think that's one of the highest measures one of the best measures of a good offensive line is your quarterback stays upright and his uniform clean?
Most definitely. That's always our goal, to go out and keep him protected, and so he can go out there and make great plays. So we take a lot of pride in that, and I feel like we had a great week of preparation, and we got another great defense we're going against this week. So we're just trying to have great weeks of preparation every week, and just hone in on our technique and get better.
Last week, Trevor, there was a lot of timing patterns. He got the ball out of his hand very quickly. This week, especially in that 1 touchdown today, he had to kind of buy some time. So, I know you'd like to see the ball get out of his hand real quick.
Right.
But do you guys have the confidence you can really hold it and sustain it if he's got a...
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Anytime we got to get a ball farther down the field, we definitely got to protect a little longer, and we know that. So, we just game plan and know what we got to do to get the job done in order to, just go through defenses and be able to attack them different ways.
You take more pride in having a sack-free game or like a 9-minute drive that you had where you were able to, offensive line, opening holes for the running game to just control the clock there?
Really, we just been honing in on our time of possession. I feel like we've been doing good with our time of possession these past 2 games, and we're just trying to just control the line of scrimmage, control the front four, whoever we're going against, and I feel like we've been doing that pretty well.
You guys got Philly this week. Have any of y'all talked about Doug Pederson's history up there with the Eagles yet?
No, not yet, but we heard that they had 9 sacks this past game, so we definitely got a big task ahead.
You haven't committed a penalty, and that had been an issue for you before, really? So what's been the difference there? Was that more of an emphasis on you to keep hands in, be a little bit,
Oh, yeah. Definitely an emphasis, and just trying to hone in on that, just more focus on that, and just making sure I'm staying penalty-free.
What's it been like playing next to Brandon Sheriff this year?
It's been amazing, man. He's a great pro, a great vet, man. He's definitely big, adding him to our room, and he's been helping us a lot. Not just me, everybody in the room, and we love him to death, and we've been learning a lot from him, having somebody like that in the room.
When you can add a guy that's got all pros behind his name like that, how much can he bring to the table just to make everybody better?
Oh, he brings a lot, man. We all listen to him. He's a great leader, and he's been doing a phenomenal job with the O-line, and not even just the O-line, just the whole team. Everybody's been loving him.
How much have you noticed, because other players have spoken about it, that it seems like Cam Robinson has taken a little bit more vocal leadership role this year, and maybe part of it is the departure of Brandon.
Right.
That might have a little bit to do with it, but have you noticed a little bit difference in his demeanor?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. And Cam's been definitely taking the leadership role, and he's been doing a great job. And we love him to death, too, and he's been doing a great job just, keeping the O-line together and just being a great leader overall.
That 4th and 1 play that James Robinson broke for the big run, when you get the play call like that and you know that Doug's trusting you guys to open the hole, how do you feel?
It feels good, man. They presented that front to us, and we've been working that in practice this week, and we felt like if we got that chance to run that play against that front, that it'll be a home run. So I feel like I just looked up, I just blocked my guy, and I looked up and I seen James rolling down the field. So it was a great feeling, though.
What was it about that front? Because somebody yesterday in the locker room was saying something about they weren't sure whether it was going to be a 5 front or a 6 front.
It was a 6-man front, so we just mainly wanted to run that play versus a 6-man front, and we knew if we got that front, it would probably be a good run. If not a house call, it'd definitely be a first down, because we were just trying to convert, and it ended up being a home run shot, so it was good.
How much of it was the hole, and how much of it was James sort of, I think Travis described it as drop down and then bounce it back to the outside.
It was really just everybody collectively doing their job. Everybody just had to get on a man, and we know once James gets through, he's gonna make a play. So it was good though.
Sheriff had to be looking at.
How much confidence do you have, more knowing that either Travis or James, that both of them are so good at picking up blitzes? Does that help you guys and maybe your mentality at all up on the line, knowing those guys got your back?
Oh, most definitely, man. Not just the running backs, the tight ends also, they do a great job in the pass protection, and we know that they're going to go out there and help us out a lot and keep Trevor clean. So we have a lot of confidence in their ability.
Coach Rauscher on that James Robinson touchdown was screaming about T-shirts after that play. What's the story behind that?
He had a saying he called Touchdown City. So every week we trying to make it a Touchdown City. Everybody trying to score and everybody trying to get a T-shirt. So he had a lot of T-shirts made with like the Jaguar touchdown, like the screen and the actual touchdown. It's crazy, but he got it printed on the T-shirts, and anytime you score, everybody get a chance to win a T-shirt. So it's like a gift. Oh yeah, everybody got T-shirts. Yeah.
So everybody gets a T-shirt every time the touchdown scored?
Yeah, because it's like, he wear the cutoff hoodie to practice, so the T-shirts are like a cutoff hoodie what he wears to practice.
Everybody in the offensive line or everybody on offense?
Everybody, whoever's involved in that play, who had impact on that play.
So do you have multiple T-shirts then?
So now it's like we didn't get enough T-shirts made. So once you get a T-shirt, you get like a star added to it. It's just a little joke thing.
Stars added to it now.
Each one. Yeah, like that. Yeah.
You didn't watch any football, college football Saturday, did you?
Not that much, but I know what happened.
I'm wondering how you concentrated so well.
Yeah.
Good? Yeah, good.
Thank y'all.
Thank you. That was